This call is being recorded.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Greenthumb and I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. This webinar this evening we're going to be talking about getting back onto the wagon after you've lost your way. This is something that's really close to my heart, and I'm just going to be sharing my screen, so let's just give the connection a second here, and you can see the slides for those of us that are tuning in on the computer, and for those of us that are, okay, it doesn't like that. Let's see. I'll try one more time and then we'll just move forward. Okay. So welcome, super grateful for everyone that's tuning in tonight. Like I said, my name is Amanda Greenthumb. I am a mom, a certified health coach, a blogger at amandagreenthumb.com, and a gardening guru. I coach busy moms who are struggling with their baby weight and body image. I coach them to use food to rebuild their diet and life after pregnancy and childbirth to feel balanced and beautiful. So tonight's call, like I said, is about getting back on the wagon after you've lost your way. Before we get into it, I just really wanted to say that this happens to everyone, even your idols. No one's perfect, and it's not a matter of if you fell off the wagon, it's a matter of how you learn from that and how to get back on, how to get back to your goals, how to reconnect your authentic voice. And that's what we're going to be doing tonight in tonight's call. This call is not about judgment. It's not about making excuses about why you've made the choices that you've chosen. It's not about judging anyone for where they are. Judgment really doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anyone to move forward. Pointing out what people are doing wrong doesn't help them. Helping them helps them. So tonight in this call, we're not going to be focusing on why he fell off the wagon. We're not going to be focusing on the lessons you need to learn from that. We're just really going to be focusing on getting back to your goals, getting reconnected. So yeah, let's get into it. So the outline of what we'll be talking about this evening. First, we're going to be talking about connecting to your big picture. This is really important because this is how you're going to reignite your passion, and this is really what you want everyone to keep in the back of their mind all the time, is your big picture. That's what's going to make you excited, and it's going to make it a lot easier to make the choices daily that you need to in order to get to your big picture. The second thing we'll be talking about is how you want to feel. So by focusing on feeling good every day, and I'm gonna talk about that, we're really taking the attachment off of the results. This is a huge mindset switch, and I'm very excited to speak with you about that tonight. Number 3 is all about building your support system. So I'm sure we all know that having someone to talk to hold you accountable is really an amazing way to guarantee results for yourself. And also when we're talking about getting back onto the wagon, having a support system is key to stay back on the wagon. So very excited to talk about that. And last but not least, I'm going to be talking about the next steps to move forward after this call. So these are step-by-step, these are things that you can do after this call to help you to move forward. Okay, so connecting with your big picture. I want you to take a second right now, and if you're sitting, sit up straight, take a few deep breaths. Really relax, clear your mind. And I want to reflect on your values. What's the most important thing to you right now? Spend some time, think about this. What is the most important thing to you right now? What are your values right now? And once we're really clear on our values that we have currently, as you sit here listening to this webinar or the recording, wherever you're at, now I want you to imagine your ideal life, living as your authentic self. I want you to create this thought in your mind. What does it look like? Your ideal life. If you had everything you've ever wanted. I'm not just talking about material stuff, although that could be part of it. I'm talking about your vision. What is your vision if you're living in your authentic self? What are your goals like? How would you prioritize your life if you were living in your authentic voice as your authentic self? How does that change compared to now? As we're spending this time really painting the picture in our mind of our big picture, I want you to think about things like relationship. What does your relationship look like if you're living your ideal life? Do you have kids? How old would they be? What does your ideal life look like? What's your big picture? What's your end result? What's the reason that you're doing what you're doing? If that's your job, if that is, finding a relationship, why do you want that? Where are you going? What's your big picture? So talking about, like we said, relationships, career, your home environment. What does that look like if you're living in your ideal life? As we're painting this picture, this big picture, how are you acting pro? This is a big one. So when you're thinking about living in your ideal life as your authentic self, that person does not play small, right? That person's not playing small. They're acting very professional. They're playing big. So how are they playing big? How are you playing big if you're living in your ideal life? What does it feel like to live in this life? This is a big one. So as we're thinking about, living in our ideal life, maybe you've got, your dream kitchen and your dream house. Maybe you are traveling if that's what you want to do. Maybe you are running your own business. It's super successful. Maybe your schedule's packed, maybe down, taking more time off. Whatever feels good for you, everyone's going to be different. I want you to assume like you've already got that. You're already in life right now. What does it feel like? Focus on those feelings. So for example, you could be feeling that buzzing, excited energy. You could be feeling a lot of joy. You could be feeling a lot of creativity. Maybe a part of your ideal life is having a tribe, having a big community that you're really a part of. Maybe the feeling you're feeling is in communion with your tribe. Maybe that's a feeling that you're going to feel when you already have this life. So I'm just going to I want you to spend another minute here really feeling what it would feel like to live your ideal life and noticing what it feels like in all of the areas, your home environment, your career, your physical activity, talking about your goals, your priorities. How does it feel like to have a morning routine? What would your morning routine be if you were acting pro, if you were playing big, and how does it feel? So spend some time, really paint that picture in your mind of your ideal life. Now I want you to think about what's standing in the way. What's standing in the way from where you sit today to this big picture that you've just painted? I know some people are texting me right now saying, someone's saying laziness. So maybe not laziness, but maybe another way to phrase that is motivation. Maybe you're lacking motivation or accountability. What else could be standing in your way? Yourself. You could be self-sabotaging. That's a big one. Not having the tools or the knowledge. Yep, I just got that one on my phone there from someone. That's awesome. I love this. So yeah, what's standing in the way? So now that we're really connected to our big picture, I want to talk about how this is going to help you the next time you fall off the wagon. The thing is like I said, no one's perfect. We're never going to be perfect. Striving for perfection is just endless and it's going to drain you. Instead, focusing on like learning from your mistakes, on being connected to your big picture, to the why and your vision, like what is the reason that you do this. So for example, for myself with Amanda Greenthumb and my health coaching practice, I do this. The reason I get up every day and do this is because there's days for sure that I don't always want to be working on my business, just like every other entrepreneur. And what really gets me to get back up onto the wagon, get reconnected, is when I think about my big picture. And my top 3 things are being a role model for my son, helping the women in my community feel better, feel amazing, and helping them to spread the ripple effect that's going to change the world. Because I know that small actions lead to huge transformation, because I see it all the time with my clients. And so by focusing on my big why, my big picture, it makes it a lot easier to say, you know what, I'm doing this for such a bigger cause, for such a bigger reason, that it makes it a lot easier to get back on the wagon. So that's why we talked about that. Number 2, so how do you want to feel? We're talking about our desired feelings. So first and foremost, I really suggest that everyone right after this call go on to Danielle Laporte's website and purchase the Desire Map. It is a book. I'm not affiliated with her at all. I just absolutely love this. I just recently was listening to a lecture from Danielle Laporte, and she was speaking about the Desire Map, and it really changed the way that I thought about success. And not just success, but positive thinking and almost like the law of attraction. So instead of focusing on the end result, for example, making $10,000 a month in your business, that could be an end result that you're really focused on. So instead of focusing so heavily on getting this $10,000 a month, because once you get that, then you're going to feel all these good feelings. Danielle Laporte really flips that on her head, on its head, and she's going to walk you through an exercise, and I'm going to help you here, of how to create your desired feelings. So this is a writing exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down in 4 corners. One, you're going to write career. Number 2 is relationships. 3 is your health and wellness. And 4 is material stuff. And then in the center is your authentic self or your soul. And in each area, we're going to take some time right now, and you're going to write down the desired feelings you want to feel in each area. So for your career, your relationship, the material stuff in your life, your health and wellness, and also your soul. And as you go through and you talk about the feelings you want to feel, one thing that she really does explain is that you don't want it to be a feeling that's relying on anyone else. So like success, for example. Instead of writing down success, you want to write down like, what would it feel like to get the success? What does that success cultivate, a feeling? So for example, for me, that electric buzzing feeling, I love, that's something I was writing down. I could see it over and over again in each area. Vibrant, joy, abundance, confidence, creative, in communion. These are just some examples of desired feelings, of core feelings. So once you go through and you write them in each area, then you're looking for ones that are the same, and you get about 3 to 5, and I've been writing them every week in my planner so that I can go back and I can see it every day. And instead of focusing on let's, for example, making $10,000 a month, instead you're focusing every day on cultivating one or all of those feelings. And the reason why this is so huge, especially for getting back onto the wagon, because you can start feeling good now. You don't have to wait until you reach the goal. You can start feeling those feelings today, and that helps you to feel successful today, which helps you to stay on the wagon and recommit and reconnect with your goals. So love the desired feelings. Highly suggest going out and getting the Desire Map. Number 3 is all about support, building your support system, finding your tribe. I mean, just think about when you're going to the gym, right? If you have a gym buddy, if you have someone else that you're going to a class with, for example, it helps you to feel accountable. It helps you to stay motivated and feel inspired. It also makes it fun, and you're setting yourself up for success. So there's nothing worse than going through a huge life change and feeling like you have no one to talk to. And that's a surefire way that, you're gonna fall off the wagon. So, I mean, when I'm running coaching programs, that's a huge benefit. One, you get a coach. Two, you have a huge group of people supporting you that are all going through the same thing. And of course, this isn't always an option for everyone, but I highly suggest looking around in your life and trying to see who are those like-minded people, who are the people that you aspire to be like, that have traits that you're looking to have in your own life, and call them and ask them to go out for coffee, to go out for tea, to go out for a hike. I mean, these are really simple ways that you can start building a tribe for yourself. Okay, and lastly, we'll be talking about our next steps. So just to recap, we did get really clear on your big picture. We talked about what it looks like. We painted that picture because that's what's going to help us to stay motivated to reach our goals in the end. We talked about how it felt like to already have it. That's kind of like the law of attraction. We're cultivating the feeling before you have it to attract more of that feeling into your life, more of that energy into your life. We also focused on the feelings that you desire, so instead of an outcome, so that you can feel that way now. Same kind of idea about feeling the feelings now, feeling successful and feeling happy today, so that you feel good about yourself, to know that you're worth it enough to stick to your goals. And then we also touched on creating a support system to hold you accountable. We talked a little bit about finding a coach or a team of people to surround yourself with that are like-minded. I think, one thing that is important to note is that, I have a coach. Even I have a coach. A coach is invaluable. It's someone that's there to help you to talk out your problems, to ask you the big questions. I find, to really make a change, it's about 3 things. It's about your mindset, support, and time. So getting your mindset right, that you're worth it enough to make the change, just to get clear on your big picture, which we did, and the feelings you want to feel. Support, that's the coach or the people that you surround yourself with. And then time is really just your priorities. Everyone has the same amount of time in a day, so it's really about knowing what you need to do to get to those goals, and that's where a coach comes in, because they really help you to break that all down. So today I want you to take action right after this. So post your core feelings and your big picture. You can post that on Facebook, you can post it on Amanda Greenthumb, you can post that on a post-it note and put it on your mirror, you can put it on the fridge, put it somewhere you're going to see it all the time. Another great tip here is just tell everyone in your life that you're doing whatever it is you're going to do. That could be that could be getting a divorce. That could be, if that's, the biggest thing that's holding you back, that could be, declaring to everyone that you're giving up sugar. It could be whatever, but by telling everyone in your world and letting everyone in on it is going to give you that accountability. It's going to make you take the first step. It's going to make you, you want to walk your talk. You want everyone to know that you're going to do what you say. So definitely post, at least in your home, so you can see it. Your core feelings, so what the feelings you want to feel every day so that you feel amazing. And a little bit about your big picture, your long-term goals of what's going to keep you excited. Next, I want to ask you, what will your life look like in 5 years if you don't make this change? So if you don't get back on the wagon after this call, if you continue to make the choices that you're making that you know do not align with your authentic self and your big picture, if you keep doing that, what will your life look like in 5 years? I'm going to give you a minute to really think about this. How old would you be in 5 years? How old will your family be? How old will your pets be in 5 years? How are your problems going to be compounded in 5 years? If you make no change at all and you keep doing what you're doing, how is that going to impact your life? How are you going to feel? How will your priorities change? Now I want to flip that around. What if you do make the change? What will your life look like in 5 years? What if you decide after this call that you're worth it enough right now, that you're enough today to invest in yourself and make this life change? How is that going to change the next 5 years? Let's think about that. Let's really think about it. 5 years is a good chunk of time to say, like, you know, a lot of things can happen in 5 years, and you know, like, how does that change your big picture if you're sticking to your goals now? What is one thing that you can do today that you've been putting off? What do you know that you need to do to really cut through the bullshit and make the change? Let's think about that. What is it that is pulling you off the wagon? What is that down in your core where you know the one thing that you need to really change, that you are either maybe not being completely honest with yourself and everyone around you? And then I want to think about, if you're the type of person right now that's saying, I don't know what that is, what are some options? What are some options of things that it could be? Right? What are some things that it could be? What is it that's holding you back? So I'm just getting some messages here actually about working with me as a coach, and I'm going to get to that after. So I just wanted to touch on that quickly before I get any more messages here. So I guess our next steps, I mean, you've really got clear on your big picture. You're focusing on the feelings. That's something that you can do right now, is to write down those 3, 4, 5 core feelings that you really want to cultivate every day. And then think outside of the box. What are some ways that you can do that? So, for example, if that excited, like electric buzzing feeling, if that's one of the things that you really want to cultivate in your life, make a list of 3 things that you could do this week that's going to do that. And they can be anything. It doesn't have to be, you know, just related to your business or your family. It could be in any area of your life. And yeah, what have you been putting off? What's the thing that you need to do that you know that you've been putting off? What is it? Like, let's get really clear in your mind. And does that support your big picture or not? What are the things that you have to change? What are the priorities that you have to change? How do you have to reprioritize your life in order to get to that big picture? It's worth asking yourself right now, what motivates you, what actually motivates you, and what holds you accountable. Everyone's different. Some people, it's like putting stickers on a chart. They don't want to be the one that doesn't have a sticker on it. For other people, it's talking it out, having an accountability partner. That's huge. Some people use social media as accountability to walk their talk. Other people, it's doing something new that's exciting, helps them to actually stay committed and motivated. Everyone's different, but like, let's get really clear on that in your head right now. So thank you so much for being here with us on this call tonight. I feel great. I feel really motivated and connected to my big picture goals. For me, this was really helpful just because, you know, it's true, like, just thinking about my big picture and my long-term goals really does help to cultivate that exciting feeling that I'm all about. And I'm here for you to create that support system with you. So like I was saying, I was getting some messages about working with me as a coach. So thank you for those messages, ladies. That was super nice of you. And so there's 2 ways that I work with people. One is through private coaching. If that's something that you're interested in, just definitely send me a message, or you can email me at agreenthumb1@gmail.com, and we can set something up. I also have an 8-week group health coaching program called Balanced and Beautiful. The registration actually isn't open right now, but it will open on September 19th, and the program starts on October 11th, which is just after Thanksgiving in Canada, and it ends right before Christmas. I'm really excited about this one. if this is for you already and you know it, just send me a message and I'll make sure that I reserve your spot because space is limited. If you're listening to this as a recording and you're excited about health coaching and you want to learn more, I'd love to book a free discovery session with you. Just email me at agreenthumb1@gmail.com, or you can email us at support@amandagreenthumb.com as well. Thank you so much. I'm ever so grateful that you're here with us on this call, making the first step towards living in your authentic voice and your authentic self. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. After this call is done, I really encourage you to sit with yourself for a few moments, take some deep breaths, focus again on your big picture, on feeling the feelings of already having your desired life. Write down your 3 or 4 core feelings and find some friends that are going through something similar that are like-minded. Take action today. And we'll be in touch soon. Bye.